Henri Johnson is the CEO and founder of FlightScope, and he's got an array of products here on his lap. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Where would you like to start? What's the most important message for the world?
So I think the most relevant one is how can I improve my golf? There's a lot of data out there, there's a lot of technology out there, and in the next 5 years, nobody's going to recognize the world that we live in due to AI and everything that's being brought to the world. We have something here this year that I think will truly change your game, make your score better. So let's start with that, which is the FlightScope i4 Rangefinder. Now, this is not the traditional rangefinder. What we have here is a very sophisticated caddy. Now, I developed this with all my work with Bryson DeChambeau and Tim Tucker back then, providing increments for the day on every club based on the weather, the specific data of the clubs. We made it simple. All you need as a user, you need your home location, and you have to know maybe one carry distance of one of your clubs, say your 7-iron at your home. You enter that into our app, the app connects to the laser, and then when you shoot a distance, then what you're going to get is two simple things. Number one, you're going to get an effective playing distance for you here and now, and you're going to get a club recommendation that you won't be able to fault. How we do that is pretty complex, but we made it simple. So you get two things: effective playing distance here and now, based on the weather, based on the elevations, based even on the wind. You can select on the system, on the laser, you can select the wind direction into downwind or anything in between. So the back end is really complex, but we took that away from everybody so you don't have to worry about it. If you do own a FlightScope, you can actually nominate a gapping session and you can have your data for every single club. But for most people, and even for myself, I'm quite happy with what we call the smart gapping. We have 3 patents behind this. We have something called the environmental optimizer, which basically takes into account everything related to weather. In other words, absolute air pressure, temperature, the relative humidity, the wind speed and direction, and we can calculate exactly your trajectories for every single club.
This is unbelievable.
But that happens in the back end. That's on the app. So you just have to have your phone within 30 feet of the laser, and then you can use this to give you a spot-on measurement.
So you connect this via Bluetooth.
Yes.
You do that one 7-iron, as you said, or whatever club you want to do that shows it. The gapping all kicks in. I have to back up on something that I'm amazed by. You're taking into account variables, including humidity and weather and how cold it is, et cetera, et cetera. This is like a caddy in your pocket.
Absolutely, and this is possibly your best caddy. You can compare this to, as I say, somebody like a Tim Tucker that caddied for Bryson, that I worked for, and I sat at like Bay Hill in the morning before a tournament on my computer calculating the increments for every single club for the day, and the caddy would take that down. Now this is that caddy in your pocket because it means that for your swings, for your clubs and the weather wherever you are, whether it's Denver, Mexico City or here in Orlando, the weather is going to change.
It's unbelievable.
And the air density actually changes all the time. People always think about altitude, and that's just an indication of the air column above us, but it doesn't give you an exact air pressure. The air pressure you have to measure. Now we get that from the local weather station. We make it simple for you. The calculation's done in the back end, and you will improve your game because this will give you confidence. And if you play against your friends, you can take their money because you're going to get the confidence that, say there's a 3 or 4 club wind. I don't feel comfortable when I think it's a 4 club wind. I'm most possibly going to take 1 or 2 clubs. But sometimes you have to take 4 clubs into the wind. Downwind is another story. The laser, the FlightScope i4 laser, is absolutely next level, and I don't think there's anything today that'll match the accuracy and the consistency of this unit.
Henri, who was the mad scientist that came up with all this?
I'm the only crazy guy in the company. I've got great scientists and engineers with me, but I keep everybody busy, and of course, this is what I do.
All right, ergonomic design in this rangefinder. I like the way that you built this thing for all weather conditions, and it's not big, it's not bulky. All of that information, all that data, all that benefit is in this package.
Well, it gets transmitted to the package, so the magic happens on your phone. In the back end, it's very complex, but we took the complexity out because what we believe is, how many more parameters can we dish out? Everybody knows our, FlightScope Mevo Plus, which is a absolute hit in the market, and then if you want the best, this is the FlightScope X3.
All right, let me switch with you. I'm gonna give you back that. Tell me what I'm holding in my hand.
Okay, so you have something in your hand that everybody wants to own, and if you really want the best, this is it. It's a carbon fiber system.
Oh yeah.
It is beautiful. It's the best we have. It tracks the ball from launch to land. Now that's for the person that wants the best, it feels good. It looks good. It performs fantastic. Do you need it? Do you really need it? I don't know. You need to figure it out. But most men, we buy things because we want it, not because we need it, and that's fine. So this one, if you really test it out, you're going to love it. I mean, things like the face impact location, it's impeccable. There's nothing out there comparing to the accuracy of the FlightScope X3B, C rather, the carbon. And even the Mevo Plus can give you a face impact location if you take that option. But this is the one to have for the connoisseur. But you don't need that in order to improve your golf. I would start definitely with an i4, the FlightScope i4 laser, because this is going to improve your golf. And then we have a little software piece that you can buy once off, which is the planning tool. It comes also from my experience with Tim Tucker and so, where you can actually plan for every time slot of the day, 48 hours in advance, based on your gapping session. Again, you can use our smart gapping tool, one club that you provide, your carry distance, home location, and then say, for instance, you want to go and play tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock in Denver. God forbid you do, but it's a little cold there now. But, or whatever you want to do, you can get, for every time slot, you're going to get your increments for your club without wind, into the wind, and downwind. And you can print that out and take that to the course, because you can do that in competition. You can't take your electronics, but you can take a printout. And I think that that particular planning tool is money in your pocket. And especially if you play against friends for money, you have to use the planning tool because you will take their money.
I love it. Is this in the marketplace right now?
So it's it's on the stores. I think we start shipping middle of February, so in a few weeks' time. Of course, you can use the normal laser function, and if you use the FlightScope function, the little red light will come on, and that's of course not legal in competition. Right. But during practice rounds or when you go out there, I mean, that you're going to learn a lot.
It's absolutely fantastic, and if it is crazy good, because there is absolutely nothing else like it. Henri, good to see you.
Fantastic.
Thank you for stopping by, my friend.
Thank you for having us.
It really was a joy. I'm going to hand all these different pieces back to you. Yeah. And I'm going to hand it back to you very, very slowly because I don't want to drop it.
That's fine.
It was really was a pleasure. Thank you so much.